Obviously, the most obvious thing to do in this review would just be to start. But I'm not going to do that. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight we're having a chat about Smile 2. This is a sequel to the wildly successful film Smile, released back in 2022. What is this film all about? Well, about to embark on a world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley, played by Naomi Scott, begins to experience a whole lot of increasingly terrifying and unexplainable events. She's overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and pressures of fame. She must face her dark past in order to regain control of her life before it spirals out of control. Or is she just poop out of luck? As I mentioned, this film has Naomi Scott playing Sky Riley in this one. Parker Finn did the original film. It was based on his short film called Lara Hasn't Slept from 2020, and takes over duties in this film from Sosie Bacon, who was in the first one and experienced a whole lot of trauma and horrible things. So the thing with Smile, I think, is that it was a unexpected success. It was one of those really sinister films that kind of took something that was, potentially really beautiful, being a smile, and turning it into something really, really spooky and horrendous. Kind of like when you look at people in the street going, why is that person just randomly smiling at me? It's freaking me out. That kind of thing. So I suppose it was always going to be a tricky act to follow, to do something a little bit different. And, we do have a wider scope in this film. We do have someone who's got, quite a horrific backstory, I suppose. But the one thing I couldn't sort of get over in Smile 2 is that Sky Riley's just not a very nice person. I just sort of felt like she was a bit of a pretentious twat, and she kind of deserved what came to her. Naomi Scott is very good as Sky Riley, and she really does sing, and she really does do a whole heap of stuff on the stage, and she does a great job in it. You've got to really engage with your central character, and for me, I just felt like she was a person who was sort of getting a second chance and kind of completely boobed it up. So to sort of side on the side of your protagonist that you're not really overly enjoying spending time with, I sort of found it to be quite tough in that respect. It's not as full of as many surprises probably as Smile gave us. If you haven't seen Smile, starting with Smile 2 could potentially work, be fine. But because I've kind of seen it all a bit before, it kind of didn't feel like anything fresh and new had been brought to the table. I didn't really feel like it was as grisly or unsettling as the first film. In fact, it's really bloated. The running time for this is well over 2 hours, and it did not need to be. A nice, tight 90-minute film would have made this more impactful. And I'm just kind of trying to work out in my head why they decided to extend things the way that they did. I really feel like this is quite over bloated, and does overstay its welcome, which is a shame because it's quite pacey at the start, and you feel like, oh, okay. Probably trim a bit of the fat, put it all together into a nice 90-minute package, and you could have had a more concise film that probably would have been a little bit more scary, to be honest with you. But as it stands, Smile 2 is okay. And the one thing that this film does, and I think the first film did it in a very small way, particularly towards the end, is it really messes with the audience's perception on what's real and what's not. And to the point where I think where we find Sky towards the end of this film, you're trying to sort of work out how that journey began and where it ended, like where the reality ended and where the dream started. Yeah, it was kind of a bit weird. Anyway, this film, just so you know, will lend itself to more sequels, and I hope they'll be of as good a quality as the original film, but I have my doubts. I really like Smile. I thought it was really smart and really fun. But yeah, this one, it's okay. I would probably give Smile 2 a 6.5 out of 10. It was good. It wasn't outstanding. So we'll see where we go with Smile 3, and there will be many a smile. Anyway, that is my review for Smile 2. If you've seen it, please comment below. Let me know what you thought of it. Or what sequel to a horror film actually improved on the original premise? Thinking off the top of my head, maybe Scream 2 is potentially better than Scream 1. You know, is Nightmare on Elm Street 2 better than Nightmare on Elm Street? I would go as far as to say Terrifier 3 was better than Terrifier. I'm just putting it out there. Comment below, let me know, and as always, please tell your friends, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all next time here in my car.